Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I created this monochromatic look based off the new monochromatic collections from MAC, where they took several of their top selling lipsticks, including this one, Ruby Woo, and then made several products like eyes, cheek, and lip glosses and stuff for a monochromatic look. Now, I already had Ruby Woo. I knew I could dig through my collection and make a look because I was very inspired by the whole thing. So this is what I came up with. Now, if you want to see how I created this look, just keep watching. I already have my base and my bronzer already completed, so I'm ready to go in with my blush. And I've never used this as blush, but that's technically what it is. This is from MAC. It is a blush in an eyeshadow pan, because basically they're trying to get around the whole not eye safe, you know, like those palettes that are actually pigments, that kind of thing. So this is a blush in mini form is what they call it, but this is Newsflash. And I am going to tap, and I do mean tap barely, in with my Smith 118 and get just a little bit of product, because I'm going to start off small and see how I need to build. So you can see how much product is actually on the brush. And I'm going to apply, like you can see, like you get pigment right off the bat. But I will also be using this on my eyes, just so you know. But if you are sensitive to the ingredients in a lot of red shadows or anything like that, be careful. A lot of people have issues with that, so just letting you know, this is not technically eye safe, and I'm not even sure if I said the name. It's called Newsflash, but it's not technically eye safe, but I am going to be using it today. I hate when companies do this though. Like, this looks like an eyeshadow. It can be so confusing to the consumer. And even when I worked at MAC, these had just rolled out and they are placed with the eyeshadows. Like, they're not over with the blushes, they are with the eyeshadows. So unless you were to actually look at it, like look at the back, you would have no idea. So this is as far as I'm going to take the blush. I don't want it to be too red. And now I'm going to go in with a highlighter. I'm going to give you guys some other options. Unfortunately, I didn't have like red blushes and stuff, so that is really all I had for blush. I'm going to go in with Dior's Hollow Gold. This is a pink and gold highlighter. You could also use MAC's Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Show Gold. So this one has that pink and gold shift to it as well. It's actually just a little bit more intense, like it's a little bit deeper in color. You could use Pink Heart from the Anastasia Moonchild palette, as well as Bobbi Brown's Pink Glow, this little beauty right here. If you're a little bit more fair, but you still want that pink tone, this is a good one. I'm going in with my Linda Hallberg 306. Hollow Gold and Show Gold is so pretty on deeper skin tones. My favorite is definitely Hollow Pink because it's lighter, but I can still get away with this one. Now, you'll notice I didn't highlight like usually I will take this up on my forehead and on my chin, but I felt like this was the perfect time to bring in my pink powder from Giorgio Armani. It's the Micro Fill Loose Powder in pink, and this is, I think, the highlight shade. There's also a gold one as well, but I'm going to take this, and you have to be so careful going with a really light hand. Synthetic Tom Ford bronzer brush. I'm just going to tap some into place first and then buff. You see that? Give me a pretty forehead. The face is done, so now I'm going to move on to the eyes, but I'm going to tell you what shadows I'm using first. So obviously I'm going to go in with this blush shade, Newsflash. I'm also going to be using Queen of Hearts from Sydney Grace, one of my favorite shades ever, as well as possibly one of my shades in my Bronze Seduction palette, which would be this guy right here. If you don't want to use this, you can totally go in with Let's Roll from MAC. This is just Deep Potted Dazzle shadows, and this is a permanent shade. So if I go in with that sparkly shade and you don't have that, you could use something like that from MAC. But let's go ahead and zoom you guys in. I really don't even know what I'm going to do with my eyes yet, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to start off with Queen of Hearts on an Esom W21, and I'm going to pack this all over the lid. Oh, I love this shade so much. I think this is one of my favorite eyeshadows in general of all time. Royal and Langnickel BOM 47. I am taking that right along the lower lash line as well. Royal and Langnickel BOM 15. This is the rose gold. It is a synthetic hair. I'm taking this in the same shade into the crease just a little bit higher before I go to blend it out. The other brushes I was using were natural hair. It's gonna look super harsh at first, but then it'll be better when I go and blend it out with the next shade. Zoeva 227 and Newsflash. I'm starting on the outer corner first and then working inward. This is also just kind of blending out the edges, but I have Newsflash on the brush. I'm kind of smoking out this outer corner and raising it upward. Trying to soften this inner corner a little bit. Newsflash again on a Wayne Goss number 20. I'm just blending out the lower lash line. Taking the highlighter I used on my face and I'm going to highlight the brow arch, as well as the inner corner. I'm using a MAC 242. I'm taking Rose Gold 05 out of the Bronze Seduction palette and I'm just tapping that all over the lid and slightly up into the crease. I'm using that wet on a BOM 47 from Royal and Langnickel to run right along the lower lash line. And the very last thing before I go add on some lashes is the liner. This is the Anger Mood Crayon from Linda Hallberg Cosmetics, and it is eye safe. I'm putting it in the inner rim and slightly below. And now I'm also going to line the top, and then I'm going to go add on some mascara and lashes. I finished off the eyes with a little bit of Boss liner from Milk on the top inner rim, and then a pair of Kiss Ritzy lashes. And now for the lips, I went ahead and did them off camera because it's really hard for me to get a crisp line with the red. So on my lips, I have the Ruby Woo liner from MAC as well as the Ruby Woo lipstick. Now, it does have a little bit of a sheen to it instead of this retro matte that it actually is, which is their like driest matte, because I have a little bit of the Tatcha Camilla Balm right underneath so that it's more comfortable. If you wanted to choose something else, you could go with the Tom Ford Ruby Rush. I always loved this shade. Just a little bit deeper of a red, or if you wanted to do something along the lines of a liquid lipstick, the NARS Don't Stop Liquid Lip would be perfect for this look. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really had a lot of fun creating this look. You can do this with anything from nudes all the way to purple, just like they showed in the MAC collections, but you don't always have to go out and buy something in order to create it. You can shop your stash a little bit and see what you can come up with. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.